Okay. Assalamualaikum to Sir Alif. We are from Group 6, which is me, MAISARA, Shafiqul, Nurul, Aisyah, and AQILAH. And we are going to discuss about topic 7, which is hiring people to do the housework is better than doing it yourself. Okay. Hiring someone can be a great way to make our life easier, whether we need someone to come in and clean once a week, we need someone to repair something in our house, or we just need someone to help out with laundry and grocery. There are plenty of people services that can meet our needs. Hiring someone can be a great way to free up our time so that we can focus on the things that are important to us. So, however, there are also a few things to consider before hiring someone. For example, we need to think about how much it will cost and whether we will have enough time to properly communicate with them. So there will be pros and cons in this statement, which means two of us will be disagree with this statement and another two of us will be agree with this statement.
I agree with the statement that have been said that hiring people to do the housework is better than doing it yourself. This is because it is a lot safer for someone with the proper expertise to do the housework. For some repairs in the house, such as electrical appliances and sockets are dangerous to work with, especially when you are uncertain of what you're doing. So it is better and safer to hire someone who has the expertise and knows what they are doing to avoid unwanted incidents. For an example, works that relate to electrical stuff, that to fix the cable electrical or to enabling the Wi-Fi for the house for the first time, you need the instructions or the experience to do it correctly. Unless you wouldn't do or you wouldn't make it happen unless you ask for the expertise to do it for you. So I will pass the next point to Shafiqul, which is the next agree points.
Thank you, AQILAH. I also agree with that statement because the first reason is that hiring a professional would save us a lot of money. The reason why is because sometimes when we try to repair something like a broken plumbing in our house, or to fix a shorted socket, there is a high chance that we would mess up, especially when we are not familiar with what we are working with. Not only that, we may even damage a major infrastructure of our house. This could be avoided, however, by hiring a professional to do the housework for us. Since they have their own technique and experience to get the job done without any mistake. It would also cost us more money to replace the broken parts than it would have been if we just hire a professional to do it instead. My second point is that they have proper tools to do their work. When we are doing housework on our own, sometimes we don't have the proper tools and equipment to do the job. However, this is different for the professionals since they have their own high-tech and expensive tools to make the job easier, faster, and also a lot safer. They have the proper tools to do a specific type of work, and because of that, it would prevent unnecessary damages to our house from using the wrong equipment. That's all for me. I will pass this to the next person.
Thank you, AQILAH and Shafiqul. That is a very clear point, but I do have my point of view, which I disagree with statement hiring someone to do the housework is better than doing it yourself because first thing first, they could have trace of being light fingered. This is one of the biggest disadvantages of hiring someone to do the housework inside of our house. Because if we are not meticulous, they will bring us down. It could be avoided if our hiring is based on professionals only and not based on advice from a friend. So the best step that could be taken is when interviewing them, try to inquire about their previous work experiences, weigh their answers if it's reasonable. And one tip we can always use to check if they is a thief is by setting a trap, which means setting a closed circuit television, CCTV. Other than that, I would like to come up with another disagree point, which is by hiring someone to do the housework might spend extra cost to ourselves. Because hiring someone to do the housework is not the same as eating a square meal. It also means sacrificing our finance. One of the advantages of not getting someone to do the housework is being able to live within our financial means. But if the need arises and we need to hire someone, make a good plan to give a certain amount to them monthly, depending on the nature of their work and their situation. It would be more helpful to discuss with them and balance what we discuss with what our thoughts are on their payment. So that is from my point of view. Aisyah, what about you?
Okay, thank you, AQILAH. So the disadvantages of hiring people to do the housework are better than doing it by yourself. This is because firstly, you need to have enough time to monitor them while they are doing their job. This is because we can't just leave them alone while they do cleaning work or repair some damage in our house because they may have bad intention toward us or our house. Personal belongings and even our valuable may be stolen if they are an irresponsible person. Besides, there aren't any disadvantages except for the risk of getting valuable things stolen. For example, if they are in the toilet in our bedroom and we are outside of the room, they are likely to take valuables such as jewelry, mobile phone, laptops, and so on. Also, if you are a person with obsessive compulsive personality disorder or OCD, you better not plan on hiring housekeeper, servants, or maid since you might not indulge in the way they clean your house or keep your things. Next is extra precaution will be taken, which means more budget will go into providing security. We can't just look at them because if something happens, we can provide the cost of that happening if we don't have solid evidence. So here we have to spend money to install closed-circuit television or CCTV inside and outside our house. For example, if the helper has stolen our thing, we can use the CCTV footage as evidence for the police to investigate the case. Other than that, the helper will have limited availability time. It is because when it comes to hiring part-time cleaner or helper, you can't always guarantee that they will be there to service you on such short notice. Most part-time cleaner or helper agency that provide part-time cleaning service will need at least 24 hours of advance notice for them to be able to provide you a part-time helper. So that is my point for the disadvantages of hiring people to do the housework. Thank you.
Before we ending this debate, I would like to add on to strengthen my points on agreeing the statement. My point is to repairs would be done a lot more quicker than doing it yourself. People with proper expertise would better understand what they are working with, so they will be able to troubleshoot the problem or fix the problem in our house quicker than we could. This would save much more time than doing this would save much more time and energy than doing it ourselves. For an example, like pool cleaning services, which is could be seen as uncommon in Malaysia, but it is already popular on common in America, which is they would clean the pool and which is it is very important to clean the pool because they need to clean the pool every month so they could swim in a healthier water without having no germs and stuff. And I would like also to add another one point, which is this why we should agree with the statement is like this is one of the opportunities to open up another new jobs. Like I said before, the example for it could be seen as like trimming and pruning tree services. Before this, it's unfamiliar to hear that kind of services or jobs, the requirement, because it's uncommon to hear that kind of jobs. But nowadays, there's also services like that, trimming and pruning the trees, like deep cleaning for houses, pool cleaning services, which could be provided as services. So this could be seen as like a lot more job opportunities instead of like saying the common job such as doctors and teachers, etc. That's all for me. Do you guys have any other points to add on?
I think we have our point of view. Just to sum up, people services can be a great way to make our life easier. We cannot conclude that whether it is a good thing or a bad thing because it can be both when it comes to hiring someone to do the housework. Because we could see that by hiring someone to come in and clean once or twice a week or repairing something, we can free up our time so that we can focus on the things that are important to us. However, people services can also be expensive and not everyone needs the same level of service. So before we hire a maid or someone to repair something in our house, take some time to consider what type of service would best meet our needs. So that's all from me.
That is all from us, Group 6, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.